What's cracking, people? I'm Theo Kane, this is Slimehouse TV, and in today's video I'm going to be talking all about how we got on at the recent CHILLCON event here in Sheffield. So CHILLCON is an independent tabletop wargaming convention similar to Salute and Game Expo that you might have seen me cover on the channel before. Now obviously I'm a toy maker and a toy designer, that's primarily what I do these days here at Slimehouse TV, and I do enjoy wargaming, I do it, I do get involved, it's just not my main focus. But since Bill from Bill Making Stuff was coming up to do a talk at this event, as well as Dan does and a few of our other friends, you know that I had to go and check it out. Now this is just a one-day convention, but it's growing bigger and better every single year, and honestly I've never heard a bad word about it. So even though it were taking place right in the middle of us all finishing our big Bot Bash collaboration projects, I said that I would go along and film something, and honestly I'm really happy that I did. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how we got on at the event, some of the cool stuff that we found while we were there, and also some of the stuff that we brought home with us as well. So if all that sounds like a bit of you, then as always, sit back, make sure you're comfy, and get yourself ready for a brand new episode of Slimehouse TV. Let's do this. So the maddest thing about CHILLCON, for me personally, is that the venue where this event was being held was my old college that I used to go to. I did an art and design course here when I was like 18, and I actually met a bunch of the people that I then went off years later and made my movie Unit 11 with. So it was really cool to go here to check out CHILLCON, but also to revisit my old stomping ground, because like I said, it's been years and years since I went there, and it was interesting to see how much it had changed. Now one of the first things that I noticed as soon as I got there was just how busy it was. I expected like a small little intimate convention maybe taking place in one sports hall, but this was like actually spread out across the whole college. There was loads going on. So what I thought was potentially going to be just a short visit ended up being a whole day of CHILLCON action. Now one of the first things that grabbed our attention was the bring and buy tables over in the canteen area. Not only because it looked like it was stacked with a lot of interesting stuff, but also because we'd heard word that there was some old hammer for sale on there. So me and Bill were like bulls to a red rag. Now if you've watched any of my old hammer videos before, you'll know that my collection of old hammer is overflowing, so I didn't really see anything that I wanted to bring home for my collection. Bill did find a few nice pieces for his collection though, which was awesome. Imperial Ogren, Terra. Yeah, in the same room as well, not for sale, if it was, I can't even imagine how much they would have wanted to charge for it, was a full-size, I think, Imperator class Titan, is that what you call it? Like the largest thing that you can get in the Warhammer universe, the largest vehicle. It's like a walking city, got a ton of little miniatures standing all over it, operating it, manning the cannons and that kind of thing. And I don't know enough about Warhammer lore to know too much about it, but I know that it was very, very awesome. So whoever built it, big ups, because it was definitely really impressive. Also in this room were all the entries for the painting competition, and this was easily the most crowded area of the whole event in my opinion. Every time I tried to check it out I could barely get a look in, but from what I did see, the talent on display was incredible. One standout piece as well was this Maintenance Bay Mark 1 Gundam that our friend MS Paints had created, and he actually put it in a recent video, and if I remember, it was also his entry to the Gundam Builders World Cup. Another really nice piece that was there as well that I didn't even really get to see properly or film was by our friend Reese, and it actually even won a competition. It was like a giant crab with junk on its back. Really, really cool, but I couldn't even film it because like I said, it was so busy. So I'll put his Instagram here below so you can go check it out and see it for yourself, because yeah, that was also really cool. Now these things always have so much going on, painting tutorials, competitions, Q&A panels. Like I said, Bill had actually come up specifically to take part in a Q&A panel. But my favourite thing about these events, the thing that draws me to them more than anything, is the vendors. I love getting new hobby supplies and paints and brushes and stuff for my projects, and then I also really enjoy talking to other creators and creatives, people making their own games and miniatures and people that create and sculpt them. Now, most of the vendors were all in the college sports hall. One stall that stood out to me as well was Travelling Man, a big wargaming and nerd culture store based in York. Whenever I go to York, I always check out Travelling Man, and they had a really big stall here full of Gundam and loads of other stuff. And from them, I picked up some speed painting pens, which I'd seen online before but never used and never seen in person, so I grabbed a couple of them, and some Dirty Down Rust as well. Both things that I ended up using just a couple of days later on my Big Bot Bash. Just a bit down from them and all, there was also a stall selling a bunch of paintbrushes, and these events are always a really good place to pick up paintbrushes. They have them really cheap and they're always really good quality, so I stocked up on them as well, because yeah, paintbrushes never seem to last me very long. I always end up wrecking them. Now, speaking about independent games, one that really caught my eye was a game called Tribal Conquest, and I had a good chat with the people that made it. They're from England, like a nice homegrown independent game, and it was very much like Polynesian, early man, Easter Island head mixed with a bit of Aztec culture and that kind of thing. They were telling me all about the rules of each character, how you have a shaman that can like amp up all your team and also take control of someone on the other team. Really, really cool, and if we had more time, I would have definitely liked to have a demo of that, because I just liked how unique and different it was. There was also this big giant Starship Troopers style game going on, and I didn't really find too much out about the game because there was so much happening at the time, but I really liked the look of it. There were some people having a demo of it at the time, and being a big fan of Paul Verhoeven and Starship Troopers, obviously this was a game that stood out to me. Another game that I really liked the look of as well was one called War on Terra. I was speaking to the guy that created it, and what I really liked about the miniatures is not only did the aliens look a lot like the old Britain's space aliens, but they were actually articulated. Normally, when you get a war game like a Games Workshop figure or something like that, they don't have articulated joints. They're kind of in the pose that you buy them, and if you want to put them in a different stance, then you've got to customize them. But these, from what the guy was explaining to me, are actually articulated. The Dreadnought and stuff had lots of different parts of its leg that you could change around and move. And being somebody that's a toy creator and a fan of wargaming, and he's also always messing around with articulation and stuff, I found all this fascinating, and it's something that I would definitely like to see incorporated more into other miniatures in the future. What is it? Oh, that's a buffalo, that's a bison.
You could do like a diorama of one of them chasing the other, couldn't you?
Yeah. Now, next to them was my favourite stall of the whole event. Not to take anything away from the other stalls, but this is the one that I really liked the look of. I saw it when I first went in, and I went round at the end of the day and actually purchased some stuff off them because I really liked what they were doing. And this was Rapier Miniatures. Now, these guys, Rapier Miniatures, I don't know if they make their own game, but they certainly make some very, very cool miniatures. And they're all spin cast, they're all made of metal or lead. So I had a good conversation with this dude about how they create them and that kind of thing. I'm very interested in spin casting, and I know that a lot of these like independent miniatures are either made in resin or 3D printed, but the ones that I always really like are the metal ones, the lead ones, the ones made out of white metal that are spin casted. Now, back in the day when I was growing up collecting and playing Warhammer, I was never that into metal miniatures, but as an adult I really like the retro aesthetic of them. And they had so many different ones, so many really, really cool different miniatures, but the ones that really took my fancy, the ones that I actually ended up bringing back, was this really cool little set of skeleton Native American Indians. Now, I'm really into Western and Native American Indian culture. I've actually got another movie half finished, which is a Western movie that I need to get sorted because it's been sat on the shelf for ages. But as soon as I saw these guys, I was super inspired, not only to pick up the whole set of them, but also to maybe even make a toy that looks like that in the future. What do you reckon? I think that would be awesome. I always like when you have Jason and the Argonaut style skeletons, and so often when we see them, they've always got swords in their hand, but I really like that these were Native Americans. It's just something that I'd not seen before, and yeah, I picked up the whole set of them, the whole warband. If you watch my channel, you'll know that I'm not a massive wargamer or anything like that. I'm a toy maker, I'm a toy designer, I'm a sculptor, but I do love Oldhammer, and I do love seeing people do cool, independent, creative stuff, especially if it involves little monsters and robots and aliens and that kind of thing. Like, I'm all for it. So it's really cool to be able to go to these events and not only see people creating stuff, but also seeing like homegrown, British-made little miniatures and games and that kind of thing. It don't matter whether you're making toys or kit bashing stuff from junk like Bill and and Dan do, or you're doing like independent miniatures sculpted and spin casting and things, there's all something that connects us, there's all something there that like brings us all together, all being creatives, just trying to do something independently, something that isn't the norm, and being able to like go and showcase it and show it to people at an event like this, and giving people like me who are not even really in that world the opportunity to go and see it firsthand. I really think it's something special, and yeah, CHILLCON certainly gave me and so many other people the opportunity to do that and connect and all talk about the stuff that we love collectively. So I don't know when I'll get round to painting these miniatures or anything like that. I just really wanted to support what they're doing. They really inspired me, and yeah, who doesn't like a cool little skeleton, a little skeleton warband to add on the shelf? So yeah, definitely going to paint them at some point. And I just want to say a massive thank you to CHILLCON for inviting us along to the event and giving us the opportunity to film and walk around and just experience the whole convention, because like I said, I thought it was going to be small, and I was pleasantly surprised. I also feel like I didn't film as much as I would have liked to at this event. Normally when I go to a convention, I try and film as much as possible. I drive myself crazy, and sometimes I don't even enjoy the event as much as I should, because I'm too like worried about trying to get lots of shots and making sure that I'm talking to camera a lot and interacting and things. So it was nice to go to an event that was chill, right in the middle of finishing the big bot bash, and just have a good time with friends, pick up some cool stuff and speak to a lot of other creative people. I feel like I've done nothing but big, huge, ambitious projects back to back for the last few months, and not only have I not given myself time to breathe, but I've also not given the projects time to breathe. I'm here like stressing, trying to create my own sofubi and stuff, and then I get the video out, and then within a few days I forgot about that because I'm moving on to something completely different. Like I haven't given myself the time to appreciate what I've actually done because I've instantly moved on to another big thing, and I don't want to do that. I want to spend the next few months like bringing out a big project and then letting it breathe and doing some smaller videos like this where I just check in with you, show you what I've been up to that isn't like a massive sofubi project or a big playset build or something like that, or a big bot bash. And the reason for that is because I do have some other big, massive projects lined up. Like I said, I've got a movie unfinished that I need to get sorted. I've got lots of other things that are like in production, things that I can't talk about yet. I've got some trips planned. I've got some really, really big stuff all happening here on Slimehouse TV this year, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So if you've enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to give it a like. I definitely recommend going to CHILLCON next year if you've never been before, if you were umming and ahhing about it, if you wasn't too sure. It's definitely an awesome event, and I wish it was 2 days because we had a really good time there. Also, obviously, always good to see Dan and Bill. They stayed over for that weekend, so we got to hang out at the house and stuff and do some things here in the studio as well. Bill's got a video coming out showing what he picked up at the event, some of his old hammer, and also some of the stuff that he left the studio with also. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope to catch you in the next one, but until then, I'm Theo Kane, this is Slimehouse TV, this is our coverage of CHILLCON UK 2025, and I hope to catch you in the next video, but until then, I'm gone. Pow.